Welcome to the Art of Life podcast. I'm Kanika. I'm your host. We talk about spirituality and how you can really step into your power and create a life of your dreams, because that shouldn't be elusive for anybody. Please subscribe so that we can be connected. And quick housekeeping before we get started for today. I run a sacred healing circle and I open a few spots every month to welcome in new members. So if you feel called for it, check it out at artoflifecenter.com/moon. Today, let's talk about the fourth chakra or the heart chakra. Now, many of us know this as the center for attraction and abundance. So this is one of the favorite chakras that almost everybody tends to concentrate on. But below this are three body level chakras, and above the heart chakra are three spirit level chakras. So 1, 2, 3, they are our chakras in the body. And above 5, 6, 7, they are chakras that connect us with the spirit. And heart chakra gets to be that center that combines all of that. And hence, having a really balanced heart chakra is very much around having very healthy body level chakras and activated upper chakras as well. In fact, all the chakras, they're always connecting with the heart chakra in sort of a figure eight form. So let's dive into heart chakra and just learn more about it. The element here is air, because this has got to be free, right? If you've done your inner work with the lower chakras, then you're feeling safe, you're feeling loved, you're feeling enough. And by the time you're coming to your heart space, you are feeling so abundant. Hence, this chakra is very much about abundance. It is about love. It is the heart chakra, right? It's not physically where your heart chakra is. It's just along the spine and a little bit above that space. So I call it the higher heart chakra. Maybe that explains it a little bit better. It's very much about love. And the balance here is about giving and receiving. Most of us in the world can either be very good givers or we can have feelings of hurt, and so we are like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore, and then we wonder, why are we not receiving? This chakra is about teaching us that balance. So self-love, wherever you felt hurt, wherever you have felt not seen, not appreciated, you felt you had to hide a part of yourself, all of that, of course, stemming from your other chakras, but it all tends to get stored in the heart chakra. The element with heart chakra is air. It's breathing and being able to breathe freely. Air doesn't like to be suffocated. You actually can't do that. Like, you can't take air and just box it up in a box. Like, you'll still have air outside. So heart is really like that. Wherever you feel like you are being trapped, you're being stopped, that's where it all just goes and impacts in the heart. So what does a balanced heart chakra look like? And then we'll talk about consequently what an imbalanced heart chakra looks like. A balanced heart chakra is where you're feeling full of love, where life is really turning out well for you. You feel abundant. And abundance is not just wealth. Abundance is having really good, meaningful relationships, doing something that you're really passionate about, but just really enjoying living life every day, right? If you think about the heart chakra, it was in the center of all our other body chakras. And it's a connection between the body and the spirit. So you are really integrating all of that. And this is the last body chakra. So you have this feeling of joy for life. These are the people who will get up in the morning and they'll be like, yay, it's an amazing day. They will enjoy the rain, they will stop and smell the flowers, they will just be happy because they're happy. And it doesn't mean that life's absolutely great, that they're not having any problem at all, but they're just so full of life, they're just so much enjoying life that they're very much in the moment. It's easy for them to be present. They are cherishing life. So even if they are maybe not having the best conversation with someone, they are in there, they're present in that, but at the same time, they are not as impacted by the conversation. They are not like really taking it to heart. They're just seeing the person for what they're saying, they're understanding their point of view, they're not getting emotional. But they can understand what the person is saying, they can still cherish the person, and they can come to it from a very neutral, loving, and compassionate place. Now, this doesn't happen if this person hasn't done the inner work of really loving themselves. And when you love yourself, it's a lot more than just doing bubble baths. Loving yourself, and I would argue that that is your primary job for why you came on earth. You know, we tend to think of karma as karma is for others, like I have to do to others what I want to be done to me. But the first person that you need to look after is, guess who? You. Because you chose to have this body, you chose to come on earth without having your other relationships. You took that first step. So your first karma, your first obligation is you. Your first loyalty, your last loyalty should be you. Looking after yourself is primarily the function of the heart chakra. And that will be listening to your desires, listening to your emotions, batting yourself for that, like really valuing your emotions, looking at yourself in the mirror and smiling, buying things for yourself, smaller things, bigger things, but giving yourself a chance. Like, you know, the way a lot of us are actually tuned to loving others. We find it easier to support them. We find it easier to cheer someone else on. But doing that for yourself in the truest sense, having a lot of compassion for yourself, that is what your heart chakra beckons you to do. Especially in this place is where we store a lot of our hurts. Sometimes they're from others, sometimes they're from us, where we wanted to be more perfect, where we wanted to do things the right way and we felt we were short. We can hold all of that criticism. So this chakra is a lot about forgiveness, beginning with yourself. First, you have to forgive yourself wherever you feel like something bad happened. And even if it is something where you couldn't control it, I find that a lot of times people hide trauma in those places and they hold themselves accountable in some sense. Let's say someone's had some form of abuse, even then they'll hold some part of themselves accountable, saying, I should have known this, I should have protected myself, I should have done this and that. So just sit down and forgive yourself. Like really look at yourself and forgive that part. This is really around healing that shadow part, right? Because heart chakra is very much around loving yourself. It's bringing those parts out that you are afraid of, that you have sort of hidden yourself. So maybe when you were younger, someone told you to dress in a particular way or not say a few things and so on, and you just stopped. But heart chakra is very much around letting those parts come out, letting yourself be the unique person that you are. So give yourself that love and that compassion. The affirmations for heart chakra are, I forgive myself and then I'm abundant. Keep saying that again and again and again till you find that you have forgiven yourself. You start feeling free. Let's say if you are in the habit of criticizing yourself when you run late, just consider changing that so that it's more compassionate, it's more kind. That's where your compassion really begins. You will start with being okay, and then you'll slowly start feeling abundant. So in the beginning, you might not really think of yourself as awesome, but that's the goal. The element here is air, so it's very much around freedom. It's very much around feeling free. It's around just being as you are and being totally okay with it. So this space is not caring about anyone else, but just really owning your unique essence, just like air, and being that bubbly, chirpy person. Air has its moods. Air can sometimes be windy. Air can be very soft and slow and breezy in the morning if it wants to. So this is that element. Heart space is really that. It's just embracing that. Now, how do you balance your heart chakra? First, doing these 2 affirmations again and again. I forgive myself. So noticing the places where you need to forgive yourself and then just doing that again and again. Another one is just saying I'm abundant and noticing with that, as you say that, where do you feel the resistance? Where do you feel you're lacking? And maybe you're lacking in terms of a relationship. Maybe you're lacking in that you do not have as much money as you would want to have. Maybe you want to have $1 million and you don't yet have that. But it's tracking it back to the abundance level. It's tracking it back to, okay, where do I feel abundant? How much do I have? It's really appreciating that. Remember, a happy heart chakra is very much around just enjoying life. So it's a lot of gratitude for what you already have. Feeling that, and with that feeling, with that focus, you just amplify that more and more. Heart chakra is very much an attractive energy center. It will attract to you. It will automatically do that. It is already doing it. But as you are attracting, you just want to be making sure that you are attracting what you really want, right? So for that, attract from a place of abundance, attract from a place of gratitude, attract from a place that you have, and then you will get more. If you attract from a place of lack, that I don't have the relationship I want, that is probably going to happen more and more and more, because that is literally what you are putting out to the universe. So it's just noticing that self-talk with compassion for yourself, and it's also noticing the self-talk and thoughts around how do you feel, and changing that to abundance. So I hope that leaves you with powerful tips. If you are truly interested in balancing your heart chakra and manifesting, then consider joining my Moon Meditation Circle. There is a huge library of meditations that you get when you join as well. So you'll get, for example, one on manifesting abundance. There's another one on self-forgiveness, and just so many more. It's impossible for me to list them out right now. But if that calls you, feel free to do that. Till then, just continue saying your affirmations. I'm enough and I forgive myself. And you'll start feeling a change with how you are attracting. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Do leave me a review and let me know how you found this episode. If you're wanting me to explore other topics, you can put in a request as well, as I definitely consider that when I'm planning my next episodes. Lots and lots of love. You are awesome. Bye.